It's clear. We receiving complaints out of red Miata driver that you've been driving aggressively and passing on the right, which, as you know, is against course rules. So we're going to ask you to pull off the track once you're done, not just on this course. F*** you and f*** your red Miata driver. That guy needs to go to the beginner group or go back to the Miata dealership and Mazda, Galpin Mazda, and take it on another test drive. Why would you take Miata with the top down and cruise an intermediate high on the track? Get the out of here, dude. Go to beginner group and chill. Like, go cruise. You have people like you, man. Miata top down. God damn it. I pay good money for this, dude. I'm not a retired old man. Okay, I might be old and bald, but I'm not retired yet.
Jakenbake has taken up the hobby of high-performance driving events at track local to Southern California, so racers beware. This live streamer is so hard up to hit lap times he's been chatting it up with his followers that safety has taken a back seat to bravado. Their bet on the table to see if he makes a 2:04 lap time may be the catalyst for pushing disaster. Really, don't do that. Just hit your marks. It's not like any of us haven't experienced frustration when stuck behind traffic on a track day or just any old average day on the freeway. But it's Jakenbake's reaction that indicates his lack of understanding about motorsports etiquette. Don't get me wrong, we like car Andes, but they should remind themselves that they're still a beginner and perhaps track groups have been designated for a purpose beyond their knowledge, or that rules can exist for a reason despite their lack of understanding why. It's best to just follow the directions. Exasperated with frustration isn't the emotional state most conducive for racing. If Jake were truly practicing to be a better racer, he would be focused on his own performance and not pointing out every flaw he thinks he finds in other drivers. It's exactly the tirade like this streamers that mark a bad attitude to professionals in a program meant for training young athletes. Had engineers overheard such a temper tantrum, it might have been his last on the team. For aspiring racer Twitch fans, that's not an example you want to follow. What impulsive fits like this show is a resistance to accept that not every race day will be the conditions that you wanted, but that's what makes it a good learning opportunity. You can imagine how a track director is going to see this if their job is to ensure that all racers go home without injury. Can you say with a straight face that it's more important to get a 2:04, or is it more important to go home alive? For that reason, this one belongs in livestream fails. It's even right there in the wiki on Google for anyone to read. This basic is no different no matter where you go. HPDE events are not racing. Cars on track operate under strict rules of engagement, which minimize the likelihood of dangerous encounters with other cars. Emotional taxation, frustration from drivers in front of you, just adds to the cognitive processing that the brain must do to successfully calculate corners at high speeds. Being unable to control one's own ego during something as casual as a track day session is a significant sign that any real ability is being impaired by emotion. Maximizing performance can only be achieved if cognitive tasks are not derailed by other thought processes, including intrusive thoughts from stressful life situations. If Drake were in a racer's frame of mind, chatters wouldn't matter and neither would traffic. His mind should be focused on hitting all the correct lines, his braking points, and carrying more rolling speed through a corner rather than barking about another driver who's gone off the track. Just note that the yellow and the position of the car. Look for anyone outside the car and prepare for an unsafe situation. It doesn't mean get pissy and complain about lap times. It would actually be more educational and more helpful to an audience to learn about what he's doing as well. Perhaps instead of pointing out another driver's flaws, he could talk about the weaknesses that he's working on and how he's improving them through methods, so followers can see the learning process instead of just the ego. I'm sincerely hoping that he will consider this future car content potential with his track days, because the example being put on is one all HPDE participants have to fear. The best he can do is whip out some ageism to justify his argument, and that's probably not the best response. Everyone has bad days, and I totally have faith that Jake can do better than this. The edge to taking the extra few seconds off the lap times is keeping one's chill. We all love to go fast, but not at the cost of what's really important.
To a racehorse near you, SCCA Track Night in America, driven by Tire Rack, is a non-competitive league for people who love golf.